Greetings, YouTube, then at the social media, ladies, gentlemen, boys, girls, children of all ages, and every other configuration being that I cannot name. My name is Kyle's Gaming 528, and you know what? Be prepared, because that's the last time you're probably ever going to hear that intro in one of these podcasts. I'll explain later, because, hey, guess what? Now, it's Kyle and Brandon here with the only podcast you're ever going to be able to proceed at higher velocity. So, I'm back with my co-host, Brandon Ware, as you know and love always.
Hey, boys.
As you know and love always. Love you, Brandon. Now, we have, if you haven't noticed or taken to the Twitterverse as of lately, we have been running a lot of changes around here, and me and Brandon have been getting a bit ambitious with this podcast. So, for those of you who don't know, and actually, I've come to the conclusion that there are a couple people on this channel that come here for my podcasts, which, like, it's a gaming channel, but people come here for the podcast, and that's really cool to me. I thought that's fantastic. I love the thought of that. But there's a problem with it in the fact, and there's no, actually, this isn't a problem. There's just a thing. This started off as a little thing me and Brandon did years ago. We just started rambling into an audio recording, and then one day we uploaded it to YouTube. This was just, spare time.
We never thought the fact that we were actually going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So we just did it for a meme.
It wasn't really for a meme. We just did it for the sake of doing it. And I got to plug in my phone because this flashlight ain't going to last forever. I still need to get my lights fixed. But anyway, we thought that this was just going to be a little thing that we could go back and look on in a couple years. But turns out it's a really popular thing on my channel, which is a very small channel that little to no one knows about. So, that's saying something. The Higher Velocity podcasts have become their own thing on a channel for gaming videos, which, like I said, is a really cool thing. It's just something I wasn't expecting whatsoever. So, we've not only made a Twitter, but we're also thinking about making a Higher Velocity podcast YouTube channel.
And you better go to that Twitter because.
Oh yeah, by the way, we've made a Twitter.
On it.
We've made a Twitter. No, we have a couple followers, but the followers are just me and Brandon. But we have a lot of people looking at our tweets. We don't have any likes yet, but we have seen that a lot of people are looking at them. So if you are a fan of the Higher Velocity podcast and want to keep up to date, go follow it at High on Velocity, if I'm not mistaken. I was really proud of that. But it's High on Velocity.
We could even put it in the description.
Yeah, I'll put it in the description. But if you don't have time for that, or you just want to do it the hard way, at High on Velocity on Twitter, and you'll get notified every single time we are about to do a podcast, and we'll even be putting up some straw polls during podcasts. Now, we're not going to do that at the first couple because we'll still be gaining followers or whatever, but you get what I mean. At the point where we have quite a few followers, we'll start posting straw polls during podcasts that you people can vote on what we're saying. So, like I said, we're getting a bit ambitious with our stuff here. And you know what?
Getting a little professional. Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Not too much. We're still retards. Wait, can we say that?
Yeah. We're smart retards now.
Okay. I think we can say that. We can say that, right?
Right.
All right. Yeah. So, without further ado, let's get out of the pleasantries and get into what we're going to talk about. So we have a couple of topics today, one of which, or all of which, we have pretty much written down. And we have quite a few because this might be a longer podcast than normal, even though last podcast was supposed to be the biggest podcast. Also, if we do, we are making...
it's going to be even bigger now, boys.
Yeah, this one's going to be even bigger. And here's the thing. This is probably going to be the last podcast I ever upload on this channel. So, whenever I make the new channel, I will let you guys know in a video and on Twitter, on both. And yeah. So let's go ahead and get right into it, and let's go out with this podcast, out with a bang, and in with a new. We're gonna start off. We have a whole list, but if this is going to be truly the last podcast on the channel, I think we should, on this channel, like I said, this podcast is not going anywhere. Well, it's going somewhere. It's just not going to be uploaded on this channel. It's going to be uploaded on the Higher Velocity YouTube channel when I make it. But if this is going to be the last podcast on my channel, we might as well start it or end it where we started it, with Five Nights at Freddy's. Now, this is going to be a very short segment, so please don't click away. I know how much everybody hates Five Nights at Freddy's at this point, but we just wanted to kind of talk about the death of Five Nights at Freddy's. Now,
We're
whether
attending.
we're sorry, what'd you say, Brandon?
We were just gonna talk about where attending, what its views is,
Mm-hmm.
its death.
You're kind of quiet, Brandon. Could you get closer to your mic?
How about now?
Ah, there you go. There you go. All right. So, what we kind of mean by this is like whether we're being literal, as in the games are dying, or the death of the franchise, as in Scott has officially milked this cow for all it's worth.
Which I think the second one is much more plausible.
Yeah, probably. The second one is much more plausible, whatever you want to call it. But, like, you know, I can't really hate on the franchise all that much. It was,
to be honest, it's kind of sad to see.
You gotta admit, it was revolution. It was the revolutionary indie game. It was the indie game that basically kickstarted this indie game apocalypse that has taken over the internet. And while the indie game apocalypse is slowly starting to die, it had a good run. And Five Nights at Freddy's was always at the front, waving the flag.
And you know what? There's all those games now that are trying to copy what it did.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not ever going to live up to what happened to it. Some of them are, but most of them are not going to.
Exactly.
Because they're trying to copy what it started. And I'm not being mean, but just tell you the truth, half of it isn't even going to work. So, I mean...
Like, there are some people that are trying to be creative with it, like the Doki Doki Literature Club game, but...
Yeah, no, I can get behind that.
That's the thing, the Doki Doki Literature Club thing isn't even technically an indie game, because if you dig deep into the files, that's a game promoting another game.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, you can't even count... Like, if that was its own thing, then that would be, that's great. That's alright. Whatever. That's a really good indie game, but it's not even counted as an indie game. It's a free-to-play game on Steam that's promoting another game that's coming out this year.
Yeah. So, I mean, which, I mean, you gotta give him credit for trying to do what he laid groundwork for. You have to give him credit for at least trying. Some of them are not even trying. They're just sitting there copying the exact same formula that he did by putting out teasers, stuff like that.
And here's the thing, like, another reason why I really can't, like, hate on this game franchise is because it kind of kickstarted our podcasts, really. Our first ever Higher Velocity podcast was just 50 minutes of us trashing on that game.
No, it was us talking about speculation.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we can't really complain.
Now, thank God that it's not the lifeblood of our podcast anymore. But
yeah, because we
I say anymore, it never really was, but thank God it's not. But it was technically the beginning.
We'd be screwed if it was our bread and butter.
Really? It would be. So,
We could, you want to talk about the schedule?
Beg your pardon?
The schedule of, like, how we'll be doing things.
Yeah, sure. Tell them the schedule. I'm going to eat my ramen while you do that. Also, get close to the mic so they can hear you.
Can you hear me now? Is it good now?
Yes. Stay like that, and you'll be all right.
All right. So, it'll probably happen like this. Fridays, like today. Maybe weekends. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe Fridays around there. Weekends, stuff like that. But at the same time, we'll have a lot more time now, considering, I'm done with school.
Summertime's always a big factor of that.
Thank God. Because I've been honestly stretching out for the past 2 days. Like, I'm so glad. But it'll probably be weekends, maybe some weekdays. We'll figure it out. But expect it to be a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Next 3 months, it's going to be a lot.
It shall be a lot.
Like, to be honest, after this, we'll probably be scheduling the next one I wouldn't even doubt it.
I wouldn't doubt it, really.
Yeah. So, I mean, I better get ready for it, boys.
You better get ready.
It's gonna get some spicy in here.
You know, I thought it was a good idea to make myself ramen for this podcast because it's going to be long. But now I just kind of feel disgusting eating on camera.
Oh, and by the way,
Yo,
you boys better go to that Twitter account because I run things a lot, and so does he because we both have the login. But I put some spicy memes. So, and the thing is, you don't know who it's by. So it's just going to make it all the more spicier.
You'll know who it's by. You'll know who would, because we always tag ourselves. Not really tag, but we say dash Kyle and or dash Brandon. But sometimes we kind of leave it inconspicuous and don't say anything at all. Well, we say stuff. Like our last tweet. I'll let you know that was Brandon, but we didn't let you know that.
Mm-hmm.
We just did now, but you know,
all the time. That'll be happening all the time. Like we'll tag it, but sometimes we won't, and that'll be the best part about it. And some of the stuff we'll say is like very cryptic in the way how it's said.
Exactly. We're going all out.
It'll take you a minute to like realize what it means, and then after you realize it, you'll be like, "Oh,
yeah, exactly."
That name will hit you.
All right, so let's go ahead and get back to the podcast stuff because we don't want to get off track. And like I said, we're not really going to go too much into this. It's practically already done. But we're kind of just tipping our hats to the franchise that basically started this podcast. So, Five Nights at Freddy's, I'm really upset that I'm not really upset, but I'm kind of upset that you had to go out in probably the most shameful way when it comes to video games.
To be honest, I liked, what was it? Pizzeria Simulator.
Yeah, no, I had that. It's fun as hell.
I'm not even gonna lie. I liked it, and I think it was the best way you could have done it. It was, and you know what? You know what he said? He said it's necessarily not the end, but it's the end of the story, and that's the thing. There'll be
like it's the end of the story, but like that's why I liked Five Nights at Freddy's.
That's the only reason I really paid attention to it. So I mean, technically, it's the end for me. Technically, it is.
Like that's the only reason I kept like every single time I saw Markiplier upload a Five Nights at Freddy's video, I'd watch that because I'm like, I really want to know where the story goes. And that's the thing. I watch Markiplier play Five Nights at Freddy's because he overanalyze. He doesn't overanalyze. He analyzes literally everything, and then after that, you know. I like go on the internet and read it out. But I watch Markiplier play it because he like sees things and he goes, ah! And like that's because I watched Five Nights at Freddy's for the story. The gameplay was all right. It was fun. But the story is what pulled me in. How it was so mysterious and cryptic. It was all right. It was pretty good. I won't lie.
And I gotta say, some of the spin-offs, Five Nights at Fuckboys, shameless plug, I really like that. I really like that spin-off. Well, it wasn't necessarily by him, but that fan game, I really like it. I'm not even gonna lie.
Which one?
Five Nights at Fuckboys 1, 2, 3. I enjoy them.
Yeah, no, that was funny.
I'm not even like. I enjoy them a lot. You know, I recently went into the files of Five Nights at Fuckboys 1, 2, and 3, and some of the audio that's in those fan games are really something.
Yeah.
They're really something.
They're just
pretty dank. But I mean, you know, it's like this. The only reason I really paid attention to the games were for the story. But if he's just gonna do like gameplay, just like all gameplay focused, like
that's fine.
Didn't have a story.
That's fine and whatever. But like, don't expect me to tune in.
Like I played FNAF World, I have it, but I don't really play it as often as I would a regular one. And that's the truth. I would only play the originals because of the story. Like now that it's
Mhm.
over, I'm like, I even have the books, and I like the books a lot because guess what? It adds more to the story.
Like
Rather,
that's
I mean,
basically what, in my opinion, personal opinion, that's what built up Five Nights at Freddy's. It wasn't the
oh,
animatronics. While iconic, it wasn't the animatronics. It wasn't
and
the gameplay. While fun wasn't the gameplay. It wasn't locations. While again iconic, it wasn't the locations. It was the story. That is what elevated Five Nights at Freddy's so high up there on the indie game
and
spectrum, the gaming spectrum.
I'm not trying to be offensive here,
Shoot.
but the kids that say how they enjoy Five Nights at Freddy's and blah 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 blah, like they're like 7, 8, 9 years old. I mean, to say they don't understand the story.
That's a bit of a
Like,
stretch to say they don't understand the story, but like
they don't.
they
Like,
no, they do, but
But at the same time, they don't
not
know
to
what
the
all
extent
goes into
of literally anyone else.
it. Of like, let's say me or you,
Yeah.
and that's the truth.
And this is coming from a
Like-
guy who does little to no research about these games.
Well, did you originally the first one was based off a
Yeah, no,
1996
a Chuck E. Cheese shooting.
murder? Mm-hmm. And
Like seriously, Scott
yeah.
did a lot of research on that. Like Golden Freddy, the guy actually played dead and went limp. That's like got to be scary.
Well, you know, the manager of the Chuck E. Cheese died in the kitchen.
I did not.
You know that, right? And I mean, and you know where he's located at?
Where?
The kitchen.
Yeah, no, the manager didn't die in the kitchen.
Wait, no.
The chef did,
She
and
died by
the
sink.
chef did, but the chef didn't die. He got shot in the jaw and
Wait.
played dead. He went limp. He survived and went to court and prosecuted the guy.
Wait, here. Wait a second. Let me look it up. Let me see if I.
I remember. I know what I'm talking about now.
Yeah. I don't, but I just want to see some things.
Remember, we can't stay on this
Hold on.
subject for long. We're already 17 minutes in, and we haven't got off Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh, boys, he can push to 11. Let's be honest here. All right. I found it.
Shoot,
It's
hit us with the knowledge.
1993. The 1993 Aurora shooting. I'm just gonna list it off.
Go.
On December 14th, 1993, 4 employees were shot and killed, and a 5th employee was seriously injured at a Chuck E. Cheese restaurant in Aurora, Colorado. The perpetrator, 19-year-old Nathan Dunlap, a former employee of the restaurant, was frustrated about being fired from working at the restaurant 5 months prior to the shooting and sought revenge by committing the attack. He fled the scene of the shooting with stolen money and restaurant. All right, now I'm gonna go into the victims. This ain't gonna be too long, so I mean, all right. Dunlap entered the restaurant at 9 p.m. when he ordered a ham and cheese sandwich and played an arcade game. He then hid in a restaurant at about 9:50 p.m. He exited the restaurant after closing at 10 p.m. and shot 5 employees with a .25 caliber semi-automatic pistol. He first shot Sylvia Crow, 19, who was cleaning the salad bar. She was hit from close range in the right ear and was mortally wounded. Ben Grant, 19, was fatally shot near the left eye as he was vacuuming. Colleen O'Connor, 17, pleaded for her life and sunk to her knees, but Dunlap fatally shot her once through the top of her head. Bobby Stevens, 20, the lone survivor of the shooting, returned to the restaurant after taking a break by smoking outside, thinking that the noise he heard from the restaurant when he was outside were children popping balloons nearby. After he walked into the restaurant, he unloaded utensils into the dishwasher. Dunlap came to the kitchen door, raised the handgun at him, and fired a shot that struck Steven in the jaw. He then fell to the floor and played dead. He went completely and utterly, fully limp. Dunlap then forced Marge Kohlberg, 50, struck the safe. After she opened it, Dunlap shot her in the ear. As he was taking cash out of the safe, Dunlap fired to Culber's right other ear after he noticed she was still moving, trying to get away. The manager who fired Dunlap was not present in the restaurant. Stevens escaped through a back door and walked to the nearby Mail Pod apartment complex where he pounded on a door to alert someone that he and others had been shot at the Chuck E. Cheese restaurant. Stevens was hospital General Hospital in fair condition. As authorities arrived on the scene, they found 2 bodies in the restaurant's hallway, the 3rd in the room the hallway, and the 4th in the manager's office. Sylvia Crowell was sent to Denver General Hospital, where she was later declared brain dead, and she was also taken off life support, and she died from the injuries. All right, so Dunlap fled the scene with $1,500 worth of cash and game tokens he stole from inside the restaurant. Dunlap was arrested at his mother's apartment 12 hours later.
Well, that kind of got more depressing than I thought it would.
But it's the truth.
It is. It's what the first game was based off of. And props to Scott for doing that much research about it, if I'm being honest. But, like...
And he did it with, like... I don't know. He did it with a certain respect.
Yeah, no. He didn't completely recreate the...
He did it with a certain respect. He didn't make fun of... He didn't, let's say this. He didn't disrespect what happened. Some people say he did by making the franchise. I certainly don't think that was the case.
No.
Because Scott's a Christian. I don't think he would
make fun of the dead like that. No.
Because if you know, he used to make a bunch of Christian games before he
I know.
made that series. So I don't think he would be the type of person to do that, personally.
Neither do I. I don't think Scott would ever stoop that low.
Mm-hmm. Personally, the way I think he held it, I think he did a perfect job.
He used the events of a tragic real life event to make a fictional. Yeah, he twisted it to make a fictional tragic event. Not bad, Scott. I won't lie. Not bad.
I'm honestly kind of depressed now.
Yeah, dude, seriously.
But it's the truth. It's how things go. You can't.
It's how things go. Let's just be happy for Bobby Stevens. I mean, like, you know, he survived that shite. I can say swears on this podcast the moment it goes on my other channel.
His mom was the one that called the cops and arrested.
Nice.
Made him arrest him. So I mean, his mom didn't even support that, but I don't even know who would. Let's be honest here. So she did a good job on that. So I mean, but yeah. To be honest, there's all these other games now. They're trying to copy what it did. It's a cryptic story, and it's never going to get to that level.
Yeah, not really.
Some might, some not. A lot of them aren't going to. But yeah, that's how I feel about it. I feel like it went. I feel like it went out with a pretty good reputation.
I feel like FNAF 1, the original, was good. This is what I feel like they should have done. FNAF 1, that was good. FNAF 2, that was really good. That one was my favorite when it comes to gameplay.
I like 2 and 4 the best.
FNAF 1, FNAF 2. Skip FNAF 3. Make FNAF 4. They should have done that.
Mm-hmm.
Or no, not 4. They should have done the one with the electric shock.
That's Sister Location.
Sister Location. They should have made FNAF 4. And this is the order I think they should have done it. And then they should have ended it with the simulator. They should have skipped FNAF World entirely. Screw that game.
FNAF World didn't even need to be made, let's be honest. I mean it's there for the people that wanted it, but
I mean you can have it if you want it. I ain't judging, but
it didn't need to be made.
That ain't for me.
It's not even that good of an RPG.
My shoulder's killing me. Alrighty, let's move on from this depressing stuff into more less depressing stuff. Because why not? We're gonna move on straight into our next topic, Telltale. Now, we always talk about Telltale on these podcasts, so this shouldn't come as a surprise to you. But me and Brandon just love Telltale. We just love them. They're great. I mean, come on. But
like, all right. If you go to the Twitter, you will see #long live Telltale.
Yeah. Our first ever tweet on Twitter was kind of alluding to this podcast. Our first ever tweet on Twitter was, Hi, this is Kyle and Brandon. We make podcasts. We talk about pretty much anything. FNAF is dead. Long live Telltale. That was our first ever tweet.
And that's the truth.
That is true. FNAF is dying, but Telltale should never die. We should preserve their company, always.
Dude, after season 4, I'm going to be fine because we'll have The Wolf Among Us season 2, and that's going to be great.
Mm-hmm. So, let's talk about that.
I mean, anyway.
So, for those of you who don't know about the Walking Dead Telltale series, first of all, how do you not?
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, like, how do you not? Second of all, it is ending. And it's a sad thing for sure, but I wouldn't say a welcome one, but we don't want it going down the FNAF route.
It's sad to see it go, but would you rather want to see it get milked for all the money it's worth?
It's good to see it end on a high note. Now, for those of you who don't know, we're going to do a quick recap of everything that's happened. So if you're planning to play these games or have missed a season, also we're going to skip
skip like maybe 20 minutes, maybe 10 minutes.
Yeah, skip a couple minutes. Skip like far ahead, okay? And like if you're...
I'm going to go deep into season 3.
You're going to go deep into season 3? Okay, I haven't played season 3, but he's told me to skip it so he can just tell me about that.
It's pointless, but I'm going to go deep. I'm not going to go into the Javier stuff. I'm just going...
You're going to go into the Clementine and Kenny stuff?
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm going to go deep into the Clementine stuff because Javier, he's gone. He's gone. He's not coming back.
Oh, is he dead?
He didn't die. No, he didn't die, but you don't play as him at all. And Telltale said he isn't going to show up in season 4.
All right, cool.
So, I mean, he's done. So
listen, I'm coming to season 4 for Clementine. All right, so.
I'm going to...
First things first.
Season 1.
First things first, I'm going to start off with season 1. You play as a convicted killer, Lee Everett. Now, first of all, Lee Everett is... As a convicted killer, he's an amazing father. Fight me. Anyway, you start off as Lee Everett as a convicted killer, and like I said, we're going to quickly run through all of these. We're not going to spend 30 minutes discussing what happened in the other games just to spend 10 minutes talking about what's going to happen in the new one. We're doing a quick rundown. That's all we're doing. Brandon, I swear to God. So, we're doing a quick rundown.
Season 3, that's going to be at least maybe 10, 15 minutes.
So explaining season 3?
Yeah, but a lot of stuff happened to Clementine.
Okay, no, but is it important?
Yeah, well, it's important.
All right, be warned. I will tell you to skip some stuff if I don't feel it's important. So,
all right.
We're starting off with season 1. Lee Everett. You start off as Lee Everett, a convicted killer on his way to prison because that's what happens when you commit a murder. You start off in the back of a car, and then your police officer, while trying to engage in conversation with you, whams into a zombie, and you get sent off a cliff. You end up escaping from your handcuffs, getting out of the cop car, killing the cop after he comes back as a zombie, and then running away to a house if you see a mysterious figure, and also zombies. Zombies start showing up. So after you do that, you climb over a fence. They're not able to get through it, but even when they are about to, they hear gunshots in the distance, so they go away. And Lee Everett, basically, he's safe. He starts running around in the house, and he grabs a walkie-talkie and starts talking to this little girl named Clementine, who's hiding in a treehouse outside. They converse for a little bit until her babysitter comes back to life, to which Lee Everett says, "Nah, not today," and pimp slap her with the back end of a hammer. So, I actually felt really proud of that. So, him and Clementine become good friends, and they gotta go because there's, obviously zombies around. So time skipping a bit, they meet a couple dudes. Sean's son, or Herschel's son, Sean Green, and his friend Chad or Chuck. I don't remember. I haven't played the game in a long time, but I really should. Anyway, I meet them, and they skedaddle because there's zombies on the way. So they make it back to Herschel's farm. They meet Herschel. Herschel patches up Lee's leg because I forgot to mention his leg got messed up in the car crash. Obviously, they fell off a hill. And so then they go to sleep in the barn. The next morning, you meet probably one of the most famous characters in any Walking Dead spinoff, whether it be video game, comic, or spinoff show, Kenny. Because if you don't love Kenny, then who are you and why are you here? If you chose to leave with Jane at the end of season 2, I will actually find you and lynch you with a gardening hose.
Yeah, you know what? If you went to Wellington by yourself, what is wrong with you?
I know, right? How could you leave him like that after all he's been through?
And even if you went with Jane, she's a terrible person.
I know, right? She would never protect you. Kenny would protect you. Who are you? All right.
Dude, Kenny's dead. Kenny's dead.
Yeah, Kenny dies in season 3, I know. I got that spoiler. But like I said...
No, I said he's dead.
Oh, Kenny is dad. Yeah, no, Kenny's dad. Okay, so... Continuing on, you meet Kenny and his family, Katja and Duck. You get to know them as you go and help Sean... I was about to say Sean's son, Sean. But no, Herschel's son, Sean, fix a fence. Not really fix a fence. You're building a fence to keep walkers out. Walker zombies. I'd call them walkers because screw you. I like him. Anyway, so you're starting to build the fence, and all of a sudden, everything goes haywire, and Sean ends up getting ran over by a tractor that Kenny's son, Duck, is sitting on. So, I'm just explaining this so we can continue on with the story, but Kenny's son, Duck, is sitting on the tractor and accidentally runs over Herschel's leg. Or Sean's leg, not Herschel's leg. Ugh. So as zombies start approaching, Sean starts getting, attacked while he can't move, and Duck is getting grabbed on by a zombie, and you have to make a split reaction to either save Duck or save Sean. In the end, it really doesn't matter because Sean gets killed anyway, but Duck lives. That leads to you, Katja, Duck, and Kenny, and Clementine getting kicked out of the farm because Herschel don't want you here no more. So you get in Kenny's truck, and you guys go, and you meet a lot of people. You meet Glenn. I'm sorry, Glenn is the only guy that I can think of right now because I tried to watch the show the other day. You meet Carly.
Yeah.
I think that's her name.
Yeah, no. Yeah, Carly, Lily.
You meet Carly. You meet
Lily.
Lily. You meet Lily's dad, who is the major of the butt ass. I think that's about it.
No, I think there's somebody else.
Oh yeah, no, dude. There's
Doug.
Yeah, there's Doug. Doug was all right. I like Doug. Anyway, so
yeah,
you meet those four in the back of your old drugstore. Yes, your old drugstore that your family used to own before all the zombies showed up. So you guys meet up there. You're trapped there for a while, and eventually you escape. But not at the expense of your escape. Also, by the way, you're trapped there for a while because there's zombies outside. Once again, it's a zombie apocalypse. What do you expect? Eventually, you escape, but not at the expense of either Doug or Carly dying. You can choose to save Doug, choose to save Carly. In the end, they both get killed anyway, so it doesn't matter, but not in this run. They get killed later on in the story. In my personal opinion, I choose to save Carly. I like Doug, and him and Carly had a little bit of maybe a thing going on. A sort of building relationship, but that doesn't go on anywhere whenever you have a bunch of zombies nibbling on you, does it? So
yeah,
you guys eventually got out of there, and you go through a bit. You wind up at an old motel, which you go through at the one time in the game, and eventually Glenn leaves because plot stuff. He's got to go be in the show real quick. I'm getting texted. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good. You're on
I'm on the clock. Anyway, so Glenn eventually leaves because plot stuff. He's got to go be in the show, even though technically the games are canon, but soon they might be. We don't know, but soon they might be.
Well, they're comics. Well, they're canon to the comics.
They're canon in the comics, but when it comes to the show, not so much.
They're not.
Although, I definitely start watching the show if Kenny showed up.
To be honest, too.
I'd watch the show if Kenny showed up. Anyway.
It wouldn't.
If you can't tell, I like Kenny. I really like Kenny. Anyway, so.
Honestly, who wouldn't like Kenny?
If Lee showed up, I'd binge the whole series in a day. I would. Anyway, so, yeah, you guys eventually escape the drugstore. We're going to say Doug dies because I saved Carly. And we're going to continue on. Wait, Brandon, did you say Doug? Did you say Doug? Did you save Doug or Carly?
I saved Carly because I'm not even gonna say why.
I know why.
Yeah.
I know why you would save Carly. You can't hide that from me, Brandon. Anyway, so we save Carly and we skedaddle. So a lot of stuff happens, and eventually, your motel it becomes winter. You're running out of food. And you've met some new people. It's a 6-month time skip from this episode. You've met some new people, and then you come across some more new people. One of their 2 students and their teacher, and their teacher's got his leg stuck in a pretty tight bear trap there.
Ben.
Yeah, you meet Ben.
Who else?
You meet Ben and his student, or not his student. You meet Ben and his fellow student, but he gets killed pretty quickly. I don't remember his name. His teacher dies of blood loss because you have to cut his leg off from the bear trap. So, oops. And you take them back to your motel, and while that whole zombie ordeal thing, you meet. I don't remember their names, but you don't like them.
It's what was their names? It was the 2 brothers.
They were running low on gas. That's all I remember. Anyway,
I'm trying to think. I remember the faces and everything. I just forget the names.
Yeah, no, I remember the faces. Anyway, like I said, this is a recap, so it doesn't really matter. So you go with these people, and they say, "Hey, dude, we got a lot of food. So if you guys are running low on food, you should come with us. You should do it, man. You should do it. It's a good deal. It's a good deal. You get free food." And you're like, all right, geez, fine, dude, back off.
You can tell it was a scam from the very beginning.
Yeah, I could tell. I was like, something's fishy about this. Can I choose not to go with them? No, we're going? Okay, we're going. So, you go, you stay for a little while, but half of your group stays behind, including Carly, the kid, he stays. It was a couple of people. Clementine stays behind. There was no way you were... No, Clementine comes with you, but Duck, Katya... Duck and Katya stay behind. No, they don't. Okay, some people stay behind, some people go with you. So you go, you investigate the farm, it looks alright, and then all of a sudden you get attacked by bandits. You kill the bandits or whatever, and then they realize, oh yeah, sorry, we gotta deal with the bandits, but apparently they broke it, so we're not gonna deal with those nasty bandits anymore. You're like, alright, whatever, I can still tell this is a scam. Anyway, so you could tell it's a scam, but you're like, alright, well, are those bandits working for them? Are they gonna try to, take all of our stuff? No, turns out it's much, much worse. They're actual cannibals. They are actual cannibals. Because if zombies wasn't bad enough. So you eventually find out when you find one of your people, I don't remember his name, but he got shot earlier in the bandit raid, but he survived. They took him upstairs to go heal him. They weren't healing him at all. They were just taking some good old-fashioned meat cleavers and hacking off his legs because he don't need them no more. He's getting eaten now. So
yeah, they were putting him in the butcher.
Yeah, so they were cannibalizing him up, and so eventually you kill the entire family and skeet out of there. Unless you choose to let one of them live, but he gets eaten by zombies anyway. So like I said, it don't matter. So you guys get out of there. Also, by the way, in the commotion, a couple people do die, including but not limited to the guy that got his legs chopped off and Lily's dad. He dies of a heart attack in the freezer. And then you can choose to either bash his head open or try to give CPR. In the end, ends with Kenny bashing his head open.
I bashed his head open.
Oh, I bashed his head open. Like, her dad was just a great big bag of... And,
he was a douchebag.
Like, no one deserves to die for being a douchebag. But,
But he was a douche.
There was no bringing him back. He is dead, and, we're about to be stuck and frozen. No. He was dead. There was no bringing him back. And like I said, nobody deserves to get their head crushed by a salt lick in a meat locker because they were a douchebag. But he was dead. And in a couple minutes, he was going to come back as a 6'2" zombie wanting to eat some fuckers. So,
yeah, what you gonna do? You had to do it either way.
What you gonna do? Am I right? I ain't giving that guy CPR. Okay. Okay, he's already dead. I'm not. I mean, you can try, but whatever.
But there's no helping.
I ain't judging your decisions if you weren't judging mine. So,
All right, boys.
It's all good. So we're going to go ahead and do a big time skip because we've wasted a lot of time. We're going to skip all the way. Beg your pardon?
He pretty much kills the two brothers.
Yeah, you kill the two brothers and the mom, and you skip. So we're going to skip a couple episodes now. You basically evacuate the hotel. A couple people die in the process.
You go on train.
You go on a train. Kenny and Duck, or not Kenny, Katja and Duck.
Gets bit.
Duck gets bit. You have to put Duck down, but not before Katja can kill herself. And basically, Kenny is now just a broken man. He is just.
You have a choice of either shooting Duck
or letting Kenny do it. Honestly, every time I shoot Duck, I'm not gonna let Kenny go through that.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Like he's watching his son die, and then he just watched his wife shoot herself. The last thing he needs to do is shoot his own son.
Mm-hmm.
Like really, if I'm being honest. But anyway, we're gonna continue on. So you ride trains, and eventually it all comes down to the last major people are Christine and Omid, which are new people, but they survive. Kenny, Clementine, and Lee. Those are basically the main people that survive. Until...
And that's going to be the main people for the rest of the season.
Yeah, pretty much. So basically what happens is Lee... because, we had to have, some kind of gut punch in this story, even if there weren't already 1,000 of them.
They go to Savannah.
They go to Savannah to find Clementine's parents or to get a boat, whichever one you choose, but you end up going to Savannah anyway, and Lee ends up getting bit on his hand. Now, you can't stop that. There's no way to change that. Lee's fate is always sealed. It's a bit of a jump scare, but Lee's fate is always sealed to get bit. He always dies. You can never change it. I'm sorry. So
the only thing you can change is either cut your arm off or leave it.
Mm-hmm.
But in the end,
it doesn't matter. You either die of blood loss and become a zombie, or you die of the bite and become a zombie. So,
Yeah. So I mean,
it's whatever. So in the end, you get to in the end, Kenny quote unquote dies. I'll explain that in a minute. Kenny quote-unquote dies. The kid quote-unquote, or the kid does die. Kenny quote-unquote dies. And Christina and Omid don't die. Anyway, you're one-armed and or armed with a meat cleaver and glass.
Wait a minute. We got to go back a little bit because there was that.
Oh yeah, hold on. Okay, I know where he's going with this. Clementine, she gets napped. She gets kidnapped by the owner of a caravan.
They never said his name.
They never said his name.
They just said he was the owner.
Yeah.
All right, continue on.
Sorry, I'm getting a lot of...
I can recap this part real quick if you want.
What'd you say?
I said I can recap this part real quick.
If you want to, but I'm like, you want to do season 2 for me? Because you probably know it better than I do.
Yeah. I'll do season 2 and season 3.
Alrighty. So, basically that happens. Clementine gets napped, and bit or not, one-armed or not, your one job in life is to find Clementine, because Lee is fantastic. I love Lee.
There's a really good song.
Oh yeah, there's
walking to the hotel.
Getting to the mosh house. Basically, all I'm gonna say is
it's a really good song.
It's a short scene, but all I'm gonna say is either Lee with one hand or Lee with two hands, both of which he holds a meat cleaver, and just walking through a swarm of zombies to get to the marsh house. That's all I'm gonna say.
And he literally, he'll grasp onto the glass and hold it because he's grasping on it so hard, and he doesn't even care at that point.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, who would?
Who does? I mean, you're dying anyway.
Yeah, so I mean, honestly, who cares? But that's literally the best part in the game for me.
It's such a great scene, and it's so short, but it's so great. So eventually, you get to the Marsh house, and you come face to face with him, and
He talks
I always
about how
I always like to make it civil. You can make the conversation because he kind of looks like Steve Buscemi, and he's soft voiced.
a little bit.
He talks like
He
this.
looks a
and
little bit like
I
this.
always like to make the conversation so civil.
Dude, he actually does kind of look like him.
He does kind of look like Steve Buscemi. So, carrying on, we're gonna suss. It's revealed that he had a wife and a kid. His kid died in a hunting accident, if I'm not mistaken, and his wife and him were surviving in the zombie apocalypse. They had a caravan full of supplies that your group, whether with your consent or not, raided way back when they had just finished dealing with the whole cannibal problem.
Because if you didn't steal it, Kenny took everything.
If you didn't steal it, Kenny and the rest of the group took it.
So I mean, that was a lose-lose situation.
Yeah, it was always a lose-lose situation. It was either a win-lose or lose-lose. Either way, there was always going to be a lose. So, anyway, he has his wife's head in a little bowling bag because, what's in the bag? What's in the bag?
Because
yeah,
it's definitely normal. It's definitely normal to have.
No. It's like a prize to him. So he's
it's normal.
He's kind of his mental stability is in question. I'll say that, but I'm not going to go too much into it. So basically, he has Clementine locked in a closet, and in the end, Clementine kills him with a gunshot to the head after you and him are fighting. So what happens is you smear Clementine in zombie guts because Lee's covered in zombie guts, and you walk through the March house, but eventually Lee does start to succumb to his wounds. His vision starts to go blurred, whether it's via blood loss or it's via the bite finally affecting him. His pale skin is going even paler, and he can barely stand at this point.
And then she sees her parents.
Mm-hmm. She sees her zombified mom and dad, which just completely breaks Clementine. Or no, it just about breaks her. But this next part is what breaks her. So, you go or you pass out. You straight up pass out. And Clementine drags your tall ass into I think it's like a jewelry store.
I don't know how she...
Yeah, how she did that.
Yeah.
She's a determined little girl. But she
did
drags you into an abandoned jewelry store and locks it completely down. And so one thing leads to another, and you're handcuffed to a pole.
She pulled that big huge door down.
Mm-hmm. One thing leads to another, and you end up handcuffed to a pole because you are dying, and you don't want to hurt Clementine whenever you're dead. So this is the ultimate choice. This is the end of the season, and this is the ultimate choice.
You
as Lee Everett, is dying from either blood loss or the zombie infection, and you can choose. Because either way, you're going to turn into a zombie. There is no avoiding it.
You're screwed either way.
You're screwed either way. So you tell Clementine, you choose to tell Clementine to either leave you there to die to become a rabid zombie or to shoot you. You tell an 11-year-old girl to shoot you.
I think it was 8. In season 2, I think it's 11.
I think it's 11 in season 2. Anyway. No, she's 9. She's 9 in this episode, remember?
8 or 9 around there.
She was 8 the entire season, but she's 9 in this one. Her birthday was a couple days ago. Whoa. Anyway,
it was season 3. Well, episode 3.
So anyway,
yeah, it was episode 3.
She, I always choose to let her shoot Lee because I don't want zombie Lee walking around trying to find Clementine. That's just, I don't want that. No thanks. But yeah.
Yeah.
So that's how the first season ends, with Lee getting shot or left to die by Clementine. Full of the great. Now, Brandon, get close to your mic because you are kind of quiet, but not too quiet. But I want them to be able to hear them because you're going to be the only one talking.
All right.
I'm going to lay down for a second because my back is killing me. You take it away, Brandon.
Is it good now?
Say again.
You good now?
Yes, you're good now.
So season 2 starts. after. Never mind. There's a at the end of the credits in one, there's a credit scene where Kyle asked me if this is right, but she's in like that field, and you look over at the top of the hill, you see like two
Yeah, no, this is right.
shadows of the bodies of like people walking, and then she has a shotgun shell, and she had a pistol with a shotgun shell, which I don't know why she would try to put a pistol. Well, I don't know why she would try to put a shotgun shell in a pistol, but 9-year-old. I mean, can't really say anything. But I mean, yeah, you're left on a very good cliffhanger at that point because you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know who those people are because it was just shadows. You couldn't see anything. So it was very cliffhangery on what happened there. So a few years went by.
Brandon, if you were saying anything, none of that came through.
Yeah, no, I had to do something real quick.
Okay, no. You're good. Go.
All right. So a few years went by, and luckily it like I'm just gonna paraphrase everything because I gotta get to season 3 where the main stuff starts happening for season 4. Because all right, well I'll just tell you when I get there, but basically you're in this motel. Wait a minute. Can you take it over for a second?
Yeah, I can take over. Alrighty, so Brandon's gotta go. So guess who's back, boys? It's me, in the dark, surrounded.
Well, I guess those noodles that you got.
What'd you say?
The noodles.
I eat noodles. I don't know what you're saying.
All right.
Oh. Brandon?
I was gonna ask if you could take it over from. Well, I guess it's good now, but I mean, would you be able to cut some of this out?
No, I don't know how to edit.
Can you hand it over to Jackson?
No, but it would take too long to send.
All right. Forget any of that just happened.
Yeah.
All right. So they get to a motel.
Back to Brandon.
They go to a motel after that one. They've been walking for who knows how long. Krista and Omid. There was a choice in season 1 where we would be like, find Krista and Omid. They will take care of you. Those were his exact words, if I'm not mistaken. So she ended up finding Krista and Omid, and that was later found out that they were the people that were at the end of the credits in season 1, because it was later revealed. So they go to the motel. I'm just gonna skip this a little bit because it's pointless. They go to the motel. Some scavenger is trying to get supplies. She tries to steal something from Clementine out of her bag. Clementine's in the bathroom in one of the stalls. Omid comes in to check on Clementine. He's shot because the scavenger is scared because she didn't know who that was, what was going to happen. Which, I mean, you can't blame it. At the same time, you got to be like, why were you stealing out of a 11-year-old girl's book bag? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's just the point where it's like, it's kind of good that you died because, because if you're gonna sit there and do something like that, you might as well, like, you have nothing to look for, so you might as well just, screw it.
No. I understand.
So I mean, yeah, he shot. Krista finds him broken at that point because she was pregnant with a kid, And so a few months pass. They're at a campsite that they just set up. Chris and Clementine. All right. I'm just gonna do this too.
Okay.
So,
Shoot.
Krista, a group of people come by. Krista gets presumably shot. We don't know. So, Clementine starts running. She runs through the forest the next morning because at this point she's alone. She doesn't know what's going on. And wakes up to this random group of people. This random group of people who are like questioning her, like, what's wrong with you? They just start questioning from the get-go for no reason whatsoever. So they start questioning her. They're scared that she has a bite, so they're gonna put her in the shed. And then there was the dog bite and stuff that took place before this. I forgot to mention that, but yeah. So they see the dog bite. They think it's a zombie bite, but they're not so sure. But they lock her in the shed. They haven't really taken care of her at all. They're like, so they pretty much just leave her in the shed. She freaks out because she has to tend to her wounds. So she breaks out, goes and gets medicine randomly. Survivors was a doctor. Shout out to my boy Carlos.
Shout out to your boy Carlos.
Yeah, you gotta out. Look, how could you not? It's Carlos. But yeah. So she steals the medicine supplies. She tends to her wounds. The next morning, everybody flips out. They're like, they get to check on her. And they're, why do you have all these medicine supplies? We're gonna steal. Blah 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 blah. She pretty much says, "Wasn't ever. You treated me like a sack of garbage. I'm going to leave." And so one of the survivors, image just flying off the top of my head. You know who I'm talking about?
Depends.
His name
Describe
is
him.
He. Wait, I can figure him out in a second. But he takes her in, gets her food, and pretty much says, "You can stay with us."
Oh wait, no, that's Luke.
Yeah. That was literally fun. I could not help it. I don't know why.
I like Luke. Luke's alright. He's alright.
Luke's like a second lead.
Yeah, Luke is kind of like a second lead, but still, Kenny.
Not as good.
Not as good as Kenny. Not as good as Lee. Not as good as, He's good. Not that good.
But, so, he pretty much says, "You can stay with us." Blah, 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 blah. Certain things. I'm going to skip a few stuff because nothing important happens. Pretty much, you go out. This is at the end of episode 1, by the way. You go out and search for supplies because they brought you into the group by now. I'm trying to remember. Nick. Alright. You get out with Nick and his dad. Nick gets bit by a zombie. Well, no, his dad gets bit by a zombie. You don't realize it. Nick doesn't realize it. So it's either you go.
Yeah, he does.
Wait a minute. Yeah, never mind. So it's either go with Nick or go with. I chose to go with the dad. Personally, I don't know why. I just figured you shouldn't be alone during that.
Yeah. I understand that.
But the
I
the first time
always
I went with
almost used to go with Nick,
Nick, you
but
gotta
like
look at the.
my last playthrough, because Nick is kind of important to the story, so he can't die. So my last playthrough when I played it, I went with Pete instead of Nick.
Yeah, Pete. And I figured, why does somebody have to be alone through that? So you might as well, you know, be with them in the last. So
Yeah.
you get back with whoever you choose. It doesn't really matter. You find out. You go back to the safe house from whichever, um, you know, whichever you went through, whichever person you went with. Doesn't really matter. So you find out about this guy named Bill. Now, Bill is the leader of the group that you're currently in part of. They were all a part of it.
Yeah.
They had this little community not too far from where they were stationed, and Bill was wanting them to come back to his community, but they didn't want to. So they go to this. I'm just gonna skip a few stuff.
Yeah. We have to get done explaining this at some point.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna skip till where they're at the bridge, because that's where some stuff goes down. You see somebody walking. He's wearing a hood. You can't see his face. He has a hunting rifle. Nick, you don't want to shoot him. You don't want to shoot him or anything. You just want to talk to him, see what's up with him. And Nick, he's not really going for that in the slightest. So, Nick shoots him without even saying anything. He was scared. You can't really blame him. You know, I mean, at the same time, if you saw somebody with a gun walking towards you, what would you have done? Let's be honest.
Yeah. No, I can understand why Nick did it, but you know.
You. But I mean, other than that, poor man's.
Yeah.
So you scout and go to this. You find a ski lodge. All right. Now this is where it gets really spicy. Spoilers if you haven't played season 2, but why wouldn't you at this point?
Yeah.
There's another group at the ski lodge that when you're scouting to find, supplies, you see a car coming towards the ski lodge. So you go down to tell them that you see a car. Rebecca, Alvin, Luke, all those people, Nick, all those people. You hear a very familiar voice.
Uh-oh.
A very familiar voice. And if you noticed, his text was green. Like the subtitles were green, just like in season 1.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
Mm-hmm. So at this point, you're kind of not sure, but at the same time, you're like, all right. Be like, all right, my boy. So it's revealed to be Kenny screaming at the other group, saying like, "What's wrong with you people? Why are you here?" Blah 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 blah. But he sees Clementine like push through the people, like the group, and he's like, "All right." Like,
listen, boys.
He doesn't even have a reaction. It takes him a minute. What were you gonna say?
Nothing. I'm good.
No, you can say it.
I don't know what I was gonna say. Like, he sees Clementine, he's like, all right, boys, listen, we can talk.
Yeah. He's like, chill. All right.
Chill.
So
we can be civilized.
Yeah. So you have a choice to hug him. I always go for it.
I always hug him. He's just, it's Kenny.
Yeah, like, why would you not? Why would you talk to Kenny.
He's the boy. He's the man.
Just go with it. You know, if you have to option.
Okay, listen. If Lee was Clementine's metaphorical uncle, Kenny, or no, if Lee was Clementine's metaphorical dad, then Kenny was her metaphorical uncle.
Yeah.
Like straight up.
Because at this point, he's like, all right. He's like, all right, boys. I see how we're playing this. So he's like, all right, Clementine, let's go to the ski lodge. And Clementine's all happy, go lucky, because
Yeah.
he just found Kenny. And to tell you the truth, I was flipping out when I saw that for the first time. Because other than Lee, Kenny was my second favorite character in the first one. So I was like, all right, boys, this is how we're playing it. All right, I'm getting off track. But either
You're good.
They go to the ski lodge. Kenny's like, so what have you been up to? At this point, Clementine's like, either like, all right, he turned into a zombie, or I had to shoot him. And it's like this. Either way, Kenny is like, you shouldn't have seen that. You shouldn't have went through that.
Kenny is black and back.
Huh?
Kenny is black and back.
What's that?
Back in Black, the song.
Oh, you said back. Oh, you said black and back.
Yeah, I'm black and back.
All right, but either way, they go to have dinner. Clementine and Kenny catch up. You have a choice to either sit at the table with Kenny and his new wife, Sarita. Which, why wouldn't you? Why would you sit with the new group? Why would you sit with the new group?
Why would you sit with the new guys?
Honestly, you have to have their soul to sit with the new guys. Honestly. So, they have dinner and everything. I catch up with Kenny because why not?
Because why not, man?
And Luke gets kind of triggered, but who cares?
Who cares about Luke?
Let him get triggered. All right, I'm just gonna speed this up. So they're setting up a Christmas tree because it's December. Power goes out, so they have to start up a generator. And
I can hear that Assassin's Creed.
What?
I can hear that Assassin's Creed you got.
Rip boys. But they start up a generator, and there's zombies. I skipped a few things with Nick and the knife because it's not that important. It's not that important to the overall story, so I'm just gonna skip through that if you don't mind.
Nah, you're good. Like I said, we got to get through this quick.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's going on 40 minutes, so we kind of wrap it up here.
No, we're like an hour and 8 minutes in.
Oh, no, how long have we been going for the Walking Dead films?
No idea, but way too long.
Yeah. So I gotta kind of, and like I said, season 3, I'm just gonna go over the Clone stuff, because that's the only thing important. So, Origin, zombies are coming, blah, blah, blah. That's how the episode in the Pines. Episode 3, Bill is back. He takes people from your group, kills them, pretty much says, hey, you're coming back with us, forces you to go back to the community. A bunch of stuff happens. You break out of this community, and it's a big, huge mess. There's zombies everywhere. Sarita, Kenny, everybody, they're just trying to get out. Now, I skipped a whole bunch of the stuff in the community, but it's not really important.
Yeah.
Just bear with me there. Which, if I was going to go through all the community stuff, we'd be here for a very, very, very long time.
Yeah, no, we need to speed this up.
So, gets bit, you have a choice of either cutting her arm off or just letting her go. I just let her go because Kenny gets mad at you really, really bad if you cut her arm off.
So she can't stroke his beard anymore?
He gets mad either way, but he gets
that was your beard hand, you bastard!
Yeah. So, they get into this little, like, military, Civil War, historical. Becca, at this point, she's the pregnant person. I'm just really speeding this up. She needs to have the baby. And this baby is going to be very important to season 4 and season 3. So you better hang tight, boys. So they go to this.
They tight.
Oh. So they go have the baby. So they go have the baby with this new person named Jane. I'm not even going to tell you where she came from because we'd be here too long. She was from the community, but
yeah, we'll just say that.
You have the baby. Well, not you, but Rebecca. So, yeah, episode 4. It starts off. Episode 5. It starts off with this big, huge Russian shootout. Pretty much, the Russian dudes don't understand you. They see you. They think you're gonna steal supplies, but why would you? So Rebecca is pretty much dead from having birth, so she becomes a zombie. It's either shoot her or let her go, and Kenny would shoot her. So I mean, she died either way.
Yeah.
Rest in pepper and so episode 5. This Russian dude, he joins you. Well, Kenny pretty much forces him to join you because he beats him up to a pulp every time.
Yeah, no, seriously.
I don't blame him. Though.
I don't blame him.
That dude was scum.
In the words of Lando Calrissian, I don't like it. I don't agree with it, but I accept it.
Well, it's Kenny. How could you not accept
it? Yeah, no, it's Kenny.
Everything that he does. Like, are you gonna be like, I hate you, Kenny? No.
You'll never say that.
Yeah. So you pretty much.
Oh, dude, your boy. You can now pre-order the game for season 4.
Oh, I'm pre-ordering next month. I'm doing it next month.
Nice, dude.
So yeah, and plus, if I pre-order, I'm getting the collection of all the games too on PS4. So it's about to be with boys. All right, but they find this little house on the top of the ice.
All right. Hello?
There's a truck in the back of the house because they gotta get the baby safe because it's snowing. It's really bad weather. The baby's gotta get top priority. So
also, by the way, you forgot something. In the commotion of simply getting to this house, Luke died.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Oh, you said that? I don't think I heard that because you cut out.
Well, I said it.
Well, there you go. Luke's dead. He dies. He drowns.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but they have to pretty much ride this truck. Now, at this point, there's only 2 people in your group, Jane and Kenny. So, they're you actually pass out due to being cold because you tried to save Luke.
Yeah.
You have a dream. Lee talking to Clementine, being like, "Yo, you've had a very bad dream. Are you okay?"
And she's like, "Low."
She's like, "I'm scared. I hate my life." Blah 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 blah. Pretty much, Lee gives her advice on what to do. Tells her that everything's fine. Blah blah blah. So you wake up Kenny and Jane are fighting in the truck. They literally crash because they've been fighting in the snow. It was terrible. They crash at this rest stop. At this point, um, they get into a fight again. It's either you go with Kenny because Kenny. It's either you let Kenny live or you let him die because he was about to kill Jane and vice versa. So
Yeah.
I let Kenny live because it's Kenny. It's Kenny.
Yeah, no. Screw you, Jane.
Literally, why would I go after somebody that I just met in the season? Like, you have to be stupid. Or you have to be a noob. You have to be a new player to do that.
Yeah, seriously. Also, something I hate is like Kenny gets attached to this baby because like it's his. He's kind of raising it now, and Jane like.
Metaphorical.
And Jane fakes its death, and then like Kenny freaks out about that, and she blames him for that. Yeah, no crap. You pretended to kill a baby.
And she's like, and then she tells Clem, I have to do it to show you what the monster that he truly is. No, you didn't. No, you
That's
didn't.
not being a monster. That's called being like, dude, you killed a baby.
That's being protective.
Yeah, dude.
Like,
I'm gonna go turn down my AC. You continue on with the story.
But so pretty much, it ends with that. It ends with you Kenny. You have a choice of leaving with Wellington at Wellington because Kenny doesn't want you to be with him because it's more safe there. Blah blah blah. It's just simple. It's just simple feel stuff. It's simple. Tugging your heartstrings. Like I'm gonna cry. So I go with Kenny because it's Kenny. That's all you got to say. Every time it's something with Kenny, go with Kenny. Literally, if you're new to the series, go with Kenny. He is dad. He is the second best person in the whole franchise. So just go with him. He's the best. So it cuts off with either choice of Wellington, Jane, or Kenny. It is Wellington, Jane, or Kenny. It's just those three options.
Yeah.
Season 3, I'm not even gonna go over the new character stuff because it's honestly pointless. I'm just gonna go over the flashbacks and what happens to her during the season. Because all of this is really important for building her character for season 4. I'm just gonna skim over a lot of that because it's pointless. Alright, so season 4, started it out.
You mean C3? Season 3?
Yeah, season 3. The way I started it out was with Kenny. So Kenny was teaching Clementine how to drive because at this point she was 16. Yeah, 16. So he was teaching her how to drive. Now this is just my choice. So, he talks about how we would be so proud of her. Blah 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 blah. She's grown up so much. He was talking about Duck and stuff like that. Just simple. AJ's in the back. Yeah. So she's worrying about AJ, and she's talking to Kenny. She slips off the gas, and they get to a wreck. Kenny goes flying through the windshield because I don't know. They had to make the new season somehow. It's honestly terrible. They should have just left Kenny. But he goes flying through the windshield. He is paralyzed.
Oh.
He goes paralyzed. He can't walk. And he literally said that zombies are coming, so he says, "Leave me." And he literally starts screaming at the zombies, giving attention towards him, so him and
Kenny went down like a ball of...
AJ. So her and AJ could run off. So at this point, she runs off and she meets a certain group This group is called the New Frontier. All right.
Okay.
It's the name of the game. It's the name of the game. A New Frontier. So then she meets them. I'm just going from what happened to now. So she meets them. Now, the way you have to do group is you have to get branded. So she gets branded on her right arm. So everybody pretty much knows she's part of the New Frontier by now. So everything was going good for a good while.
And then she gets shashed.
Up until the point where AJ was sick. She didn't know what to do. The doctor at the group wouldn't give her medicine. AJ was sick. So she steals medicine from the group. The group pretty much flips out, says, "You were one of us. Why would you steal from us? We would have given you the medicine if you asked." When that's not the case, they would have never given her the medicine. Because they're just trashy.
Was there trash?
So they pretty much kick Clementine out of the group. AJ stays. They forcibly make him stay. They take AJ and they kick her out. AJ's first words that you hear him say in ow is Clem. Because he's screaming because she gets kicked out and he says Clem. That's pretty much it. At that point. So she's kicked out. She meets a guy, reluctantly, the guy you play as in season 3. The car crash. I'm not going to say why because it's very unimportant to her story. He's in a car crash. She raids his stuff, the whole stuff. She literally steals a candy bar from him.
Because Clem is so angry.
And she literally says, "It's whatever, you gotta do what you gotta do to survive." That's not what she says, but in hindsight, that's what
something along those lines.
Yeah. So she doesn't care anymore. So Javier is like, "Yo, that's my candy bar. I was saving it for my niece." Blah blah blah. So she's nice enough and she feels bad, so she gives it back to him. That's unimportant. But so let's see here. She goes with him to his family. His family gets shot. His wife, or not his wife, but the mom, his niece, nephew gets shot. The niece gets shot and killed. So they meet and they find a group called they find some random group out in Richmond. So pretty much Clementine was like, "I have to deal with something." Now you find out she was given fake bullets. So she was given fake bullets by the machine. She literally shoots and kills the dude.
Oops.
It's big oof.
Big oof.
She shoots and kills the dude, not on purpose. That's the point. It wasn't on purpose at that point. So that happened. Like, big oof and big oof.
Big oof indeed, you drunken wretch.
So that happened. Let's see. She goes with Poppy and her, blah blah blah. Does some stuff. Goes with the new group because I don't know why not. This is just a very quick skim, so I'm not going to get through everything that happens. And they find out she's part of the New Frontier, so she dips. She dips.
She's yeet.
She dips. Episode 3, you find her raiding a doctor's office because she's bleeding. She doesn't understand what it is. You can tell what it is, just by how I'm saying it. So Javier pretty much says, "Yo, take some tampons. They'll help you." It's not.
Here,
You may
here.
think I'm, Kyle, you think I'm joking, but I'm really not.
No, I didn't say you were.
It's just, he literally says, "Here, take these," and he gives her a box of tampons. oh. So, yeah, and he will help you with these. Kate's his love interest at this point, so he's pretty much helping her with her tampon situation. Alright, so the leader of the New Frontier finds out that she's back. So, guess what happens? Gets kicked out again. Threatened to be killed if she shows up again. So that happened. Let's see here. I'm just trying to think of really what else is important. Alright, so she asked the doctor, where was AJ? Where did they put AJ? Blah, 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 blah. Because she goes back and asks him. He's on his deathbed. He wants to kill himself.
Oh, yeah?
He literally wants her to kill him. So she does it because he wouldn't have given her the information unless she does it at that point. So, yeah. At that point.
Yeah. So carry on?
Yeah. She does it. She finds out where he's at. And she pretty much says, "You call me. I gotta do it." She says, "I gotta do it." And she leaves. And she says, "I'm gonna go find it." And that's pretty much where it ends for her. And that's where season 4 is pretty much gonna pick up.
Alrighty.
At least I'm hoping.
So, 1 hour and 27 minutes. Was it worth it? Probably not.
That's a very quick skim of season 3.
Well, Brandon,
What?
what's going to happen in season 4? Let's speculate on that. First of all, Clementine's probably dying.
Let's be honest, she probably is. Her plot armor is off.
Yeah, no, she doesn't have plot armor anymore.
Mm-hmm. So she did. It's happening. I feel like it's going to be a Lee situation because if you've seen the key art for season 4 is literally season 1.
I think...
She'll be...
I've said this before and I'll say it again. Clementine's probably going to die. And then she's going to have like a flashback with Lee.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's going to make me cry. And I'm going to give Telltale all my money.
Or it could pull an afterlife situation.
Yeah, no, dude, that's what I'm saying. This is what I think's going to happen. And it'll be hella cheesy, but I would love it. Okay, so she's dying. She's on the ground. It zooms in on her face, and then it zooms back out, and she's young again. She's young Clementine. She gets up, and she looks over, and it's just a white room. She sees Lee. And then, like, he looks at her, and she says, "Lee?" And he says, "Hey there, sweet pea." And then, like, they run over, and they hug each other. And then that's it.
That'd be probably the best.
I'd cry. I'd literally cry, and then I'd literally send Telltale my wallet. In the mail.
But then again, if she doesn't die, then I wouldn't be out either. But do I think I'm fine with it.
I mean, I've come, like, in the in the words of Lando Calrissian. I don't like it. I don't agree with it, but I accept it.
Mm-hmm.
I have accepted the fact that Clementine will more than likely not be walking out of season 4 alive. Alrighty. So go ahead and throw around your speculations, because I've been drinking too much water and eating too much ramen. I have to take a urination.
That's pretty much it for me.
Well, you got to keep talking because we can't have them getting bored.
Yeah, I know. At that point, I think that's pretty much gonna be it, because she's gonna have done. There was speculation that maybe they would reboot it with AJ, but I really don't think so. They call it reason. Hey, that run. So, yeah, that's how I think it's gonna end. But as Telltale in general, that's the best way they're gonna handle it. They're gonna handle it in probably the best way they can, because besides Wolf Among Us, besides some of the other series they did, that's the best one they have. Everybody loves The Walking Dead. Freaking out so much because of the new group, etc. I'm not a big fan of that stuff either. So I'm glad it's coming back to season 4. So, yeah. At that point, I trust them. Because, I mean, they have to do it a certain way, and it's going to be done how they want to do it. And if they're going to end this big, huge, long storyline, if they're going to do it, end it with this big, huge line sort of storyline that they started in 2012, I think they're going to end it right. That's my personal opinion. They're going to end it the way they want they want it to be done, and that's going to be it. To be honest, I'm gonna like anything they're gonna be doing with it, and I can't wait. I can't wait for them to see what they're gonna do next. Maybe they'll do some spin-offs of The Walking Dead. I don't know.
Probably.
Personally, I wouldn't. I mean, personally, they could do like a Michonne too, stuff like that.
Maybe.
I didn't like Michonne, but I mean.
I never watched it. I never played it either. I just kind of saw that it was there and be like, oh, you know, that's something.
I bought the first episode and didn't like it. I didn't like it. I bought the first episode, finished it, and that's finished it. You have anything you want to say?
Not really.
About Toto? Alright, you want to get to probably the last thing?
Yeah, sure.
Like a 3-hour podcast.
Because this podcast has been going on for an hour and 30 now, so.
Yeah. We can push it to 2 hours and a half. I don't know.
We'll probably push it to 2 hours.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we can probably get the biggest thing, E3.
Yeah, we'll do EE3 and EA Play, whatever. We'll do both, I guess. So, oh crap, my webcam's not on. I turned it off whenever you were doing your thing so I could pleasure myself. No, I'm kidding. I did the pre-ritual, I swear.
On cam.
No, I had my camera off so I could do it.
Dude, if we do it on cam, it makes it even better.
I can't wait till you see what facial expression I just made at that response. Anyway. There's a bump on my tongue and I just hit it on my teeth and it hurts. Anyway, so for those of you who don't know, EA Play and E3 are coming up, and for those of you who don't know, this is like practically a gaming podcast. Why are you here? Anyway, for those of you who don't know what E3 or EA Play is, it's basically for E3, it's basically the big spectacle for console gaming and PC, but it's mainly console gaming. It's like they announce new games, sometimes they announce new consoles, sometimes they announce new settings and privacy change. I think privacy and policy, not really, they don't focus on that, but they focus on basically the games. And a lot of games are going to be revealed. A lot of games that have already been revealed are going to have more touched upon them. And so we're going to go ahead and do some speculation about it. So,
guess who's being at E3?
Beg your pardon?
It's probably not.
Oh no.
Guess who's coming at E3?
You're going to E3?
Guess who's going to E3 as a developer?
Oh, who?
Telltale.
Nice. I'm ready, dude. They're gonna do, The Wolf Among Us 2 is finally getting the trailer.
It's gonna do season 4 stuff.
Aww.
Another trailer, I'd be happy.
I want Wolf Among Us 2 trailer.
I wouldn't care if either or.
They're probably gonna do both, which I'm down with.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Which we'll probably do reactions.
Yeah, we could do reactions to that. So, I'm trying to put this necklace back together, but it's being a little butt. So, we're going to do... I'm going to deal with this necklace later because it is not liking me. So, we're going to go ahead and do predictions on what we think is going to what we think we're going to see at E3 and EA Play. So, let's go ahead and get into it. We're going to start off with E3 because that's the... Or should we start off with EA Play because E3 is bigger? Should we, do that one?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do E3. Yeah. We'll do EA Play first, and then we'll get to the big spectacle, which is E3. First things first. Battlefront 2.
Solo Battlefront 2 DLC.
Actually, no. I don't think we're going to see any of that.
Why
what
not?
I think, because we've already seen a trailer for it. Solo, a solo Star Wars story about Han Solo in the Solo Star Wars universe.
Solo a suck me dry story.
Solo a suck my wallet dry story. I love Solo. Fight me, all of you, fight me. I thought it was a really good movie. Anyway, so Solo a suck me dry story has actually already gotten a trailer. Brandon, if you haven't seen it, it is adding 7 new skins, 2 young Lando skins, 2 young Han skins, Lando's skiff skin, which is his outfit whenever he's a skiff guard on Jabba's skiff barge in episode 3, or episode 6, sorry. Leia Boosh skin, where she's disguised as a bounty hunter in episode 6, and a Chewbacca Karin heist skiff, or skin, whenever he's in his snow gear in Solo. I'm very excited for this because the Lando skins and the Han skins, actually, they have changed them to look like Lando from episodes 4 through 6 to look like Lando and Han from Solo, and they've also changed the voice actors to Donald Glover and the guy that played Han Solo. So that's really cool. That when you get these skins, it'll change the way they sound and look. I think that's really, really cool.
So it'll be pretty much like having a different character, but...
Not really. I really would have preferred new heroes and villains, but this will have to do. They're adding, not only those skins, they're adding a new map, the Spice Mines of Kessel from Solo: A Star Wars Story. They're bringing back the old Extraction game mode that they had in Battlefront 2015, which was a fan favorite among fans. So they're bringing that back, and it's going to be playable on Kessel. And they're bringing back Jabba's Palace, which was also on map in 2015. They're going to be able to play Extraction on the Spice Mines of Kessel and in Jabba's Palace. They're also adding those maps to arcade mode. They've added Starfighter Assault to arcade mode, which people have been asking for them to do. They've changed up the menu. And if I'm not mistaken, I think that's about it. Which, I really think, and they Solo a Solo Star Wars suck me dry story about Han Solo in the Star Wars Solo Star Wars universe. That season was a 2-part season that aired in May, and the rest of it is being aired on June 12th. So we've already got half the content. We're getting to the other half in June 12th. At EA Play, whatever, they all have E's. Brandon, oh, you're still there. Okay, so at EA Play, what I think they're going to do is I think that they're going to reveal Season 3 content.
EA Sports.
EA Sports. It's in the game. So I think they're going to reveal Season 3 content, and I think we're finally, going to get the stuff that we have been wanting. I think at EA Play, they're going to reveal for Star Wars Battlefront 2 the Geonosis Clone Wars season. With the Geonosis map, because they basically leaked that. Geonosis will be in the game. They kind of leaked that. If you don't know, Grievous's model has been in the game files since launch, so that's another big hint.
Since launch? They're just unlocking it now.
Yeah, it's been there since... It's been a rough model of it, but it's been in the files since launch. So that's another big hint. They leaked Geonosis. There's been a bunch of... Okay, there was this leaker that leaked a bunch of stuff that would happen in the solo of Star Wars Suck Me Dry season. And a lot of people thought that won't happen, and it did. Pretty much all of it happened. All of what the leaker said happened. All of it happened. And he also leaked a bunch of stuff about a Clone Wars season. And so now that all the stuff from Solo A Suck Me Dry story came true, they're thinking, oh, so what if all this Clone Wars stuff actually comes out? So what I think is they're going to have General Grievous and Obi-Wan on the Geonosis map with maybe a new game mode, probably just a new Starfighter Assault mode. Or no, Galactic Assault mode. I really don't like Starfighter Assault. It's just not for me. But they'll have Grievous and Obi-Wan, a new Galactic Assault map on Geonosis, a new Blast and Heroes vs. Villains map on Geonosis, new Clone Trooper customization that literally everyone in the community has been asking for so long now, and they won't give it to them. And maybe some new blasters, but I wouldn't get your hopes up. Anyway, that's what I think they're going to reveal at EA Play. That's what I think. So now that we're off the whole Battlefront thing, you want to talk about the EA's trap card?
What do you mean?
Battlefront 5.
You mean Battlefield 5?
Battlefield 5, yeah, whatever it's called. I don't even know anymore, man.
You mean SJW 5?
You mean Bush did World War II? Yeah. So, for those of you who don't know...
People are getting triggered.
Yeah, okay, so for those of you who haven't seen it, and it's basically been on all over the internet, so if you're a gamer, I'm pretty sure you have seen it. They're making a new Battlefield game, which is Battlefield 5, which is basically World War II, not World War I. That's what Battlefield 1 was. But it's basically World War II, and a lot of people are getting really upset with the fact that there is a female soldier in the trailer, and the fact that she has a prosthetic limb in the trailer. Enjoy
because
the game.
they're saying females were not in World War II.
Yeah, females, they were not in World War II, granted. But technically they were.
Well,
technically they were. They disguised themselves as men to fight in the war. But
so technically
they were, but she was not trying to disguise herself at all.
Hey, I'm mad at you.
Yeah, no, I ain't mad at it. I ain't mad either. Well, I'm just saying what other people are saying.
No. I said I'm adding these imports to my cart, but I'm not buying it until next month.
What'd you say?
I said I'm adding these imports to my cart, but I'm not getting any price till next month.
What do you mean?
Like pre-ordering it.
Oh, okay. But they say that they're doing the same thing that they did with Star Wars Battlefront. They say there's not going to be any season pass. There's not going to be any DLC. It's just all players are going to have access to the same amount of content.
It's a trap.
No. I saw this meme that was no battle passes, no DLC. All players are going to have access to the same amount of content. And then it's Obi-Wan and Anakin in Episode 3. I sense a trap. Which, loot boxes. They're going to be all over that game. I just know it. There's no hiding that. Loot boxes are going to be all over that game, and it's going to kill it. Okay, Battlefront 2 barely survived the loot box scandal. If EA doesn't learn from that, then they're just idiots.
Hey, I'll bring it back so keep it in.
Okay, yeah. So basically, that's what's going to happen. It looks fun. Okay, I love World War II. Okay, I don't like war, obviously, but my favorite war is World War II. So I'm probably going to be picking this game up. Just the problem with it is like I don't want to do the same thing Battlefront did. They promised, no DLC, free downloadable content. Also, by the way, it's a pay-to-win game at launch. There you go. Don't get me wrong. 3 days afterwards, they removed all the pay-to-win elements. Good job on you, EA, but still, Come on. And they still have to have microtransactions in there somewhere, so whatever. You know? I guess you do have to have microtransactions in there to do stuff. And, you know, granted, Battlefront is doing it well. You know, they have microtransactions not to help level up your character. And in order to level up your character, you actually have to play the game, not spend $20 and buy 80,000 crates and just get epics after epics after epics. Like, you actually have to play the game to level up what character you want. Me, personally, I have completely leveled up my Luke Skywalker. Yep, I'm a whore. I've completely leveled him up. Got all of his star cards at Epic. But that's just because I really like Luke Skywalker. A lot of people say he's underpowered. And to be fair, compared to other heroes, he is. But I love playing as him. He's just really fun. But that's... Like, you can't really do that in Battlefield. Like, there's not much customization you can do. Like, with Star Wars, there's a vast amount of customization that you can, like, purchase crystals to buy, you know, whatever. Not really the same case with Battlefield, with World War II. That's not really something, like, I mean, I guess you could, but, I mean, I don't know how much you can actually do. I just hope it's not a pay-to-win. I hope they follow the same formulas they've been doing this whole time. In every other game. Battlefield is really good. I love the franchise. But, pardon me, you know, it's whatever. You know, sorry, I had a message. So, it's really... I just hope that they don't screw this up. Like, because Battlefront 2 barely survived. It has almost fatal wounds from that whole launch thing. It's just, they can't do that, man. You know, they just can't. It'll ruin the game. It really will. So moving on, that's pretty much all that I can speculate. They're gonna reveal the loot box thing for Battlefield 5, and they're gonna reveal Season 3 content for Battlefront 2. That's all I can really speculate on E3 or EA Play. But E3, we have a lot more to talk about. But we only have like 10 minutes left, so we might extend it to maybe a 2-hour, 10-minute podcast. It's really Brandon's call, and he'll get back. But I don't know. Ooh, that was quite a bump there, and I'm sorry I didn't mean to do it. So I'm gonna go ahead and move on to EA E3. First of all, I think we're gonna get a new Death Stranding trailer. For those of you who don't know what Death Stranding is, it's a very weird game that stars the guy that plays Daryl Dixon from The Walking Dead, and Mads Mikkelsen from Hannibal fame, the show Hannibal, and also Caecilius from Doctor Strange, and also a lot of other roles. He's a good actor. I won't lie. He's really good. Handsome. Anyway, so... I think we're going to get a new Death Stranding trailer. It's like I said, it's a very weird game. We know little to anything about it. The graphics were bloody fantastic, though. I will say that. But like, besides the graphics are good, and it's got actors in it, and also it's batshit insane. We don't know much about it. I think we're going to get a new trailer about it, and also we might get some gameplay. I'm not really entirely sure. I think also alongside that, we'll get another Last of Us trailer, because that'll probably, tie into literally everything else. I need you, Brandon. I need you here tonight. But we'll probably get to know a little bit more about The Last of Us. I really hope that Joel's not going to be the bad guy. I don't think he will be, but, it's possible. It is. But, in my opinion, I don't think he will. But, only time will tell. But we'll probably get another Last of Us trailer. At E3, we will definitely be probably getting some new releases. Like, trailers for new games that are coming up. We always get some of those. Fallout 76 content. We'll definitely be getting some of that. Or content. We'll be probably getting another trailer and information. But tons of that. Bethesda. I personally don't think that Fallout 76 is going to be the only thing Bethesda's bringing to the table. That's just me personally. I think they might do another Dishonored. Not entirely sure. That bump on the bottom of my tongue really hurts. But I'm not entirely sure. But I think that that Bethesda will bring Fallout 76, the Elder Scrolls, because they're working on that right now. Elder Scrolls Online. They'll bring that to the table. Hey, what's up? I've moved on to EA Play.
I asked my mom. She said I can pre-order it next month.
Nice, dude. You're ahead of me. Pardon me.
You know, when I pre-order next month, we'll be getting the collection of the
you told me that.
games, plus Mission.
You can finally see if you like that or not.
Yeah, dude. I can give you my copy of A New Frontier if you want it when I get it.
No, dude, you're good. You've bought it.
No, because I'll be having 2 copies.
I mean, hey, if you want to, man, I'm willing to play it. You find this cross that I just dropped, though.
So you would have to get it off PS4, though. Like, you would have to...
I mean, hey, dude, it don't matter to me. As long as I get to play it.
Alright.
So...
I'll be right back. Good.
Beg your pardon? Are you leaving again? I can't run this podcast on my own. Sitting here eating cereal. Talking about how I think Bethesda's gonna do some more shit. Anyway, no. But I think Bethesda is gonna bring multiple projects to the table. Not just Fallout 76. Although that is gonna be their big daddy. I think that's gonna, be whatever. 2K game. Oh no, actually no. I'm gonna skip that real quick. Hitman 2 has been officially announced. I think they might do something with that at E3. I'm not sure if the developers are gonna be there, but if they are, I have no doubt in my mind that they'll talk about Hitman 2. Sus. I do believe that. I do declare. Okay. But I do declare that I keep saying I do declare. I believe that we will 2K Games will release another game tonight. Or not tonight. At EA Play. Or EA Play E3. So many E's, so little time, man. I don't got it. But I think that 2K Games will announce another game. I don't think it's going to be a yeah. I don't think it's going to be another BioShock game. Although it might. I don't know. Like I said, this is just purely speculation, but I believe that 2K Games are going to release their own title, not just a WWE 2K whatever. Or not just a NBA 2K. I think it's going to be one of their own titles, probably a BioShock thing, maybe. Well, it might be, but I don't think so. I think they've put the brakes on their BioShock franchise for a while with the huge success of BioShock Infinite. But it really only time will tell. What else? Who else is going to be? I gotta wait for Brandon, but I can't. We might have done this podcast early, but I don't want to end early. Oh, perfect. Brandon.
All right.
My dude.
What?
I've just been talking to myself. You got anything that you think's gonna happen at EA Play or E3?
Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, true.
FF7. There was leaks about Spyro. That's gonna be getting shown probably because he got a release date for September.
Oh yeah.
Season 4, Assassin's Creed, the new one. Because that got leaked.
Oh yeah.
Let's see here. I'm trying to think. Maybe, just maybe, there'll be something about the Final Fantasy VII remake, but I highly doubt it. Ubisoft, they're probably going to just be milking more franchises.
Maybe. I think 2K, I was talking about this, but I think 2K is probably going to make another Bioshock.
Borderlands 3 maybe gets in.
Oh, yeah, probably. Because Telltale is going to be there, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Borderlands, they may get in. I don't know. There may be a Borderlands Season 2. There may be a Game of Thrones Season 2 because everybody's been saying that. Other than that, do you have any other ideas?
I don't think that Bethesda's going to be talking about Fallout 76, obviously.
Fallout 76. Dude, people are saying that it's the controversy with Fallout 76 for a minute. People are saying it's an online MMO. I highly doubt that. Because
I kind of hope that there's going to be an online multiplayer for Fallout 76, but I hope that there's a single player. I truly
highly
hope.
doubt, because at the same time, I highly doubt it's. Well, I don't think it'll be MMO. I think it's going to be co-op.
You think it's going to be a what?
I'd be fine with it. It might be co-op.
Oh, dude, if it's co-op,
like
then
Borderlands.
I would love that.
Like Borderlands. Like, take away the Borderlands, they co-op. That's how I want Fallout 76 to be co-op. Now,
that'd be cool.
We might do a reaction like live. I don't know. It's just how things.
I'll probably be watching it live with my dad and my mom. Probably my family.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but let's see here. So 76. That'll be 76. People are saying it's an MMO. I highly doubt that.
I don't think it's going to be an MMO. I don't doubt that it might be online. Bethesda has been changing their ways recently, but I don't think it's going to be an online MMO.
But
I highly doubt that.
At the same time, like maybe 5 or 6 months ago, they said they're single player only. Like when the whole Battlefront 2 thing happened, they made like the big idea that they were single player only.
Yeah, that single player games.
Yeah. So
I remember seeing that trailer. That was kind of funny.
So I kind of doubt the multiplayer, but at the same time, it's like
it's a maybe. It's a eh. That's the thing, though.
Yeah.
They're making but that's the thing. They're not single player only.
Because Bethesda Softworks, they didn't do Elder Scrolls Online or anything.
Oh, they did.
They didn't make that. ZeniMax did that.
Oh.
Bethesda just published it.
Bethesda's just a publisher. I see.
Well, there's two Bethesdas. There's the
Bethesda
Softworks.
publisher, and then there's the Bethesda development team. Yeah, I know.
Bethesda Softworks is the publisher, and Bethesda Game Studios is the developers. Bethesda Game Studios are making 76. And if 76 was really an MMO, it would say ZeniMax or Bethesda Softworks is Studios.
So that's pretty much all that we've got to talk about, really.
So I mean, it's in my eyes, it's going to be single player.
Yeah, it probably will be.
Mm-hmm.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this podcast has officially reached the 2-hour mark. That's an hour longer than I thought this podcast was going to be. I hope you guys all enjoyed.
I went on a tangent.
Yeah, we kind of wasted a lot of time with the Telltale things, but like I said, we'll probably be uploading every single Friday, so it's not like this will be the last time.
Make up for it.
Yeah. So, like we said at the beginning of this podcast, go follow our Twitter at High on Velocity, or I'll put a link to it in the description below.
Polls.
Huh? What'd you say?
Straw polls.
Yeah, we're gonna be doing the straw polls. I'm probably gonna get to work on making a new channel. And if not, I'll just leave them on this channel, but I'm pretty sure that I'm going to make another channel. It'll be good. It'll be good for the podcast itself. So like I said, I'm proud for this. I'm very happy with this episode. I really like the way it turned out. It did have a bit of cuts with like me and Brandon going on silent tangents a lot. But like I said, It's fantastic. Once more, go follow our Twitter at High on Velocity. I'll leave a link in the description below. Brandon, anything you want to say before we skeet?
Yeah. we will be doing memes on that Twitter. We will be doing
Yeah, we'll be doing memes.
Whatever comes to mind. Like later tonight, I'll probably post a meme on there just for the meme.
Just for the sake of it.
Meme on there, probably.
So even if you don't watch the podcast, just go follow it, dude. For free memes, steal them.
If you want to see memes, like I'll be posting pictures of memes. Like,
Yeah, no, dude. You
so-
can meme thief us. We'll be all right with that.
Yeah. So I mean, if you don't even want to launch it, fine with me. Just look at the memes.
Yeah, dude. Just take our memes. We have too many of them. We really do.
Yeah, we gotta give them to somebody. So we just take them.
Just take our memes.
We're-
All we have left. Anyway,
We're
so
begging you. We're begging you.
we're begging you. Please take our memes. Anyway, so I've been College Gaming. That's been Brandon Ware. We hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you all in the next podcast. See you all on the freeway. That'll be cool. I'll make an outro later. But anyway, see you guys later. I didn't click stop recording.